Welcome to our deep dive into 2024.
Yeah,
We're going to be looking back at all the biggest trends of the year
we are.
and using Google search trends to kind of guide our conversation.
Looking back kind of through the lens of search.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What were some of the things that stood out to you from this year? What really captured people's attention?
Well, I think one of the biggest things was definitely AI.
Yeah,
AI was everywhere,
it really was, and specifically generative AI.
especially generative AI.
Yes. Now I gotta ask, was that something you were following closely this year, or is that something?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, generative AI, it's fascinating because it's this area where computer programs are essentially creating content,
Yeah.
right? So we're talking about text, images,
It-
music.
It's crazy to think about.
It really is.
That a computer can make those things.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like a human would, right?
Yeah. And I mean, speaking of that, there was actually a top search query this year that was, "Can AI write my novel?"
Oh.
So what do you think about that? Should writers be worried?
I think that's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
I mean, can AI write a novel? It
Hmm?
could definitely help writers.
Yeah.
Can maybe brainstorm plot points,
Yeah.
maybe even help draft scenes.
Yeah.
But to actually replace human creativity,
Right.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, think about what makes a great novel.
Mm-hmm.
The emotional depth,
Yeah.
the characters,
Mm-hmm.
the voice of the author.
Right.
I mean, AI can mimic those things.
Sure.
But can it truly replicate the human experience that fuels great writing?
That's a good point.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Maybe not yet.
So maybe AI can churn out a formulaic romance,
Right.
but probably not the next great American novel.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's reassuring for the writers out there.
Yeah.
Now, another big tech trend this year was quantum computing.
Quantum computing.
Yes, quantum computing.
Yeah, that was another big one.
I remember seeing headlines about it,
Right.
but honestly, it sounded like something straight out of Star Trek.
Uh-huh.
Can you break it down for me?
So imagine you're trying to solve a really complex puzzle,
Okay.
like a massive puzzle.
Got it.
A traditional computer would try each piece one by one until it found the right fit right.
Hmm.
A quantum computer can look at all the pieces simultaneously
Wow.
and find a solution much faster.
That's incredible.
It's like having a Rubik's Cube solver
Yeah.
on steroids.
Okay, I like that analogy.
Right.
Yeah,
But it makes sense.
it does.
It's about speed and efficiency.
But how does that translate to real-world applications?
Oh, the potential is huge.
Okay.
It could revolutionize so many fields.
Like what, for example?
Like medicine.
Okay.
Imagine using quantum computing to simulate how different drugs interact with your specific genes,
Wow.
and then creating personalized treatments
That's amazing.
just for you.
That sounds like the future of healthcare.
It really does.
It's incredible.
And it's not just medicine. We're talking material science,
Oh,
developing new materials that are stronger,
yeah.
lighter,
Mm-hmm.
more efficient.
Wow.
Think about what that could mean for renewable energy.
It's almost hard to wrap your head around all the possibilities.
It is. It really is.
So quantum computing, definitely a field to watch.
Absolutely a game changer.
Now, while we're on the topic of game-changing technologies,
Yeah.
AI-powered personal assistants,
Oh, yeah.
they were everywhere in 2024.
They were everywhere.
It seemed like everyone was relying on them
for everything.
for everything.
Scheduling appointments,
Right.
getting recommendations.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I mean, some of them were even predicting what we needed.
Before we even knew it ourselves, like mind readers almost.
Almost creepy.
Yeah, almost.
But how comfortable are we with these assistants knowing so much about us?
That's a really good question.
It's almost like having a little digital version of ourselves out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's great for convenience and efficiency. But it does raise questions about privacy
Right.
and even manipulation.
Yeah.
How much are we willing to share?
Right.
And how can we make sure that data is used responsibly?
Big questions to consider.
Yeah, big questions.
As these technologies become even more integrated into our lives.
Yeah, it's like the line between our digital and physical lives is getting blurry.
Definitely. And that blurring of lines was also evident in another major trend of 2024 space exploration.
Space exploration, yeah.
Remember all those Mars rover updates?
Oh, yeah. I was glued to those.
It felt like the whole world.
Everyone was.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it really reignited our sense of wonder about what's out there.
It did. It really did.
Beyond our planet.
It speaks to this deep human desire to explore,
Yeah.
to push the boundaries,
Mhm.
to understand our place in this vast universe.
Right.
I mean, the search for life on Mars,
Yeah.
the possibility of future human missions.
It's exciting.
I mean, these are questions that have captivated us for centuries.
It's incredible to think we're living in an era where we're sending robots to other planets
I know, it's crazy.
and potentially paving the way for future human exploration.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing.
Speaking of pushing boundaries, there were some incredible advancements in biotechnology this year, too.
There were.
CRISPR gene editing in
Yeah,
particular.
CRISPR was a big one?
It seemed to be on everyone's lips.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's this revolutionary technology that allows scientists to actually edit genes.
It's like having a molecular scalpel
Wow.
to rewrite the very code of life.
That's an incredible image
It is.
to think about.
It really is.
Like you said, rewriting the code of life.
That's what it is.
And imagine being able to correct genetic mutations that cause diseases.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
It's mind-blowing
It is.
to think about the potential
It really is.
to cure diseases that were once considered incurable.
Yeah, it's like science fiction becoming reality.
It really is, and it makes you wonder what other breakthroughs might be just around the corner.
Right. What's next?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's exciting to think about.
CRISPR is amazing, and it can totally change medicine.
Yeah, totally.
But it also brings up some ethical stuff, right?
Oh, absolutely. Huge ethical questions.
Yeah, like how do we make sure it's used responsibly and fairly?
Exactly. Big questions for society to think about.
Especially as CRISPR gets more popular and used more.
Right. It's not
Yeah.
just a science experiment anymore.
Okay, so moving on from the super serious stuff to something a little lighter.
Okay. Yeah.
Wearable health tech.
Uh-huh.
It seemed like everyone had a smartwatch or a fitness tracker this year.
I know, right? It was like a trend.
Did you jump on that bandwagon?
I have to admit, I'm wearing a fitness tracker right now
Oh, wow.
as we speak.
You're one of them.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't resist.
So what do you think about them? Are they helpful, or are we getting too obsessed with tracking every little thing?
I think they can be really helpful.
Okay.
You know, they can give you insights into your sleep,
Yeah.
your stress levels, even help you manage chronic conditions. It's pretty cool.
It's like having a health coach on your wrist.
I like that.
But you're right. We have to be careful not to get too caught up in the numbers.
Right.
Health is about more than just data.
Exactly.
It's about how you feel,
Yeah.
how you live, how you connect with the world.
And speaking of connecting with the world, let's talk about self-improvement.
Self-improvement. Okay.
It seems like everyone was on a quest to better themselves this year.
Yeah. It's like this constant drive to learn new things.
Yeah, to be more productive.
To grow as people.
And I think a lot of that was fueled by this feeling that the world is changing so fast.
Right. We have to keep up.
We have to adapt.
And self-improvement can help us do that.
And one of the ways people were trying to better themselves was through motivation apps.
Oh, yeah. Those apps were everywhere.
Remember those?
Like little digital cheerleaders.
Yeah, they were kind of fun.
They used humor
Uh-huh.
and psychology
Yeah.
to try and get us motivated.
And keep us on track.
Exactly. And I think they worked for a lot of people.
They definitely tapped into this need for guidance and support.
Right. In a world that can feel kind of overwhelming.
Absolutely. Now, aside from personal growth, people were also trying to learn new skills.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the whole how to learn AI craze?
Oh, yeah. Everyone wanted to learn AI.
It seemed like it.
It was a hot topic.
It was, and I think that's because people were starting to realize that AI is impacting our lives in so many ways.
Right. It's not just science fiction anymore.
Exactly.
It's real and it's here.
And people wanted to understand it.
They wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah, but learning AI is not easy.
Oh, no, it's not easy at all.
It's a lot of math.
A lot of computer science.
And a lot of patience.
Definitely not for the faint of heart.
I remember seeing a statistic that something like 78% of people who start an online AI course never finish it.
Wow, that many.
Yeah, it's a steep learning curve.
It is, but for those who are really passionate about AI,
Yeah.
there are resources out there.
Yeah, online courses, coding boot camps.
You can definitely find a path if you're willing to put in the work.
Absolutely. And it's a good investment because the demand for AI skills is only going to increase.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's a growing field with tons of opportunities.
Definitely a smart move to get into AI now.
But before we wrap things up,
Okay.
we have to talk about the quirky searches.
Oh, yes, the fun stuff.
The searches that give us a glimpse into the more...
The weird side of human nature.
Like-
Like, what were people really thinking?
Yeah, like that search, can AI ghost my ex for me?
Oh, my gosh, that's hilarious.
Oh, we know, right?
I mean, talk about avoiding awkward situations.
And delegating personal tasks to technology.
Right. Like, can AI break up with someone for me?
It's funny, but it also makes you wonder about the role of technology in our relationships.
Uh-huh. Are we becoming too reliant on algorithms to deal with our emotions?
That's a good question.
I mean, it's convenient,
Yeah.
but is it healthy?
Something to think about.
For sure.
And then there's the classic quirky search. Do pets understand apologies?
Oh, that's a good one.
I mean, who hasn't wondered that?
Right. Like, do our cats actually care when we accidentally step on their tail?
Or knock over their food bowl?
Exactly. We want to believe they understand us.
Even when they give us that look like, I regret nothing.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I think these quirky searches show that we have a sense of humor
Yeah.
about ourselves
Yeah.
and about the world.
Even in a year that was full of serious stuff.
Right. Even with all the advancements and challenges.
We haven't lost our sense of wonder and curiosity.
And our ability to laugh at ourselves.
Which is important.
It is. It keeps us grounded.
So maybe that's the biggest takeaway from 2024.
With that.
Even with all the change and uncertainty,
Yeah.
we're still human. We still crave connection and understanding.
And a little bit of laughter along the way.
Exactly. And as we head into 2025,
The future.
it's reassuring to know that we're carrying that human spirit with us.
It is. It gives me hope for the future.
Wow. It feels like we've covered so much ground in this deep dive.
We have to.
From AI writing novels to robots on Mars and gene editing, it's been quite a year.
Yeah. A lot happened.
But it wasn't just about the technology, was it?
No, not at all.
What really stood out to me was how all these trends showed something deeper.
Deeper? How so?
Like this human need for connection, for self-improvement.
Yeah.
Even a little bit of escapism.
Right. All those quirky searches we talked about?
Exactly. Those really showed that side of things.
Yeah, those are fun.
So as we look ahead to the future, what are your biggest takeaways from all this? What should we be paying attention to?
Well, I think one thing that's clear is that technology is a double-edged sword.
What do you mean?
It can solve problems, but it also comes with risks.
Yeah, like ethical dilemmas.
Exactly.
You talked about that with CRISPR.
Right, and AI too.
Right.
We need to be careful about how we develop and use these technologies.
We can't just blindly embrace everything new.
Exactly. We have to think about the impact on society.
The ethical side of things. And I think another takeaway is that human skills are more important than ever.
Like what kind of skills?
Like creativity,
Yeah.
adaptability.
Being able to learn new things.
Exactly, because the world is changing so fast.
All the time.
We can't just rely on technology to solve everything.
Right. We need to be proactive.
We need to be resourceful.
And I think it's also important to remember that even with all the serious stuff happening,
Yeah.
there's still room for wonder and curiosity.
And fun.
Exactly.
Those quirky searches reminded us of that.
Yeah, they did.
So as we step into 2025,
A new year?
let's keep our minds open.
Be open to new possibilities.
Be adventurous. Keep exploring.
and keep learning.
And never stop asking questions.
And even the silly ones.
Exactly, because you never know what you might discover.
It's been great taking this deep dive with you.
It has, and thanks to all of you for listening.
Until next time.
Keep those Google searches coming.